If I said we were gonna make maybe the easiest Italian black pepper beef stew ever, what would you say? You'd say,
Oh, hell yes, Sam.
show us how to make it. And it's pretty cheap. It's a hunk of chuck steak, it's a bottle of Chianti, and then it's some oil and garlic and like that. Good things like that. It makes in 10 minutes. It cooks in 3 hours, but the result is hearty, delicious, and something that you're gonna wanna make. So let's get started, shall we?
Yeah!
Yeah! 2.5 pounds of chuck, just like that. And a big Sam, the cooking guy, knife. I'm using the 8-inch chef's knife for this. Now we're just gonna cut into chunks. And what size chunks, you might ask? I mean, you could go inch and a half, or whatever. It's gonna be pretty tender when you're done, so.
We're chunking our chuck?
We're chunking our chuck. You could, let me put this here. You could make them into little tiny, like 1-inch bites. But I like them slightly larger. Chunks of fat like this, we're not gonna use this piece. This little nub right here, that could come off like that. And we continue. Carry on, cut everything down into your bites. I mean, I like the way like a decent sized piece of meat looks, as opposed to little, again, dinky ass 1-inch bites. Dinky ass.
I wonder where dinky came from. Is it just because it sounds like a...
No,
Or was
dinky?
there some famous pussy in the 1920s, Harold Dinky?
We could look up. What is it? Like I want to say epidemiology of the word. That's not the word though.
Etymology.
Isn't that the study of bugs?
No,
Wait.
I think it's etymology.
Etymology.
No, etymology.
That's what I said. Etymology. Entomology is the study of bugs, right?
Yeah, etymology is the study of the origin of words.
Say it again.
Etymology.
Etymology.
With no N.
Etymology.
Should we confirm that entomology? It's probably like the study of vaginas or something.
No, I don't think it is.
Entomology. Study of insects.
There you go. All right, you got all your meat cut. Let's give it one thing, little seasoning of salt. Black pepper is prominent in this dish, so we don't need to add pepper to it now. Just some nice kosher salt. You could use sea salt, but it's more expensive, and I think it's a waste.
For anybody who doesn't know, why do we use kosher salt? That's a question we get a lot.
There you go. Why do we use kosher salt? Max, you tell us why we use kosher salt.
Because it's chunky and grainy. And,
Yeah, and no
been
additives.
blessed by a rabbi.
No additives.
It has nothing to do with kosher, like Judaism, right?
No, except you would use it if you were koshering something. Don't,
Koshering
that's getting complicated, I think. I'm not sure of what I speak 100%. Okay, you've got the salt on the beef. We move on to our pan and some actual cooking now. With our pan on the heat, we're gonna put in a couple good tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna let this heat up a little bit. See it start to shimmer? So I don't need it searing hot because all I'm gonna do now is drop in some garlic. Oh, that little piece of paper. There we go. And I just want these to get just a tiny bit of color to them. Tiny bit of color. In fact, I could give them a little, forget that, that's not gonna work at all. We're gonna add fragrant, the garlic is gonna, fragrance? No, it's gonna, what's gonna do to the oil?
Of the garlic?
No, the garlic will what to the oil?
Fuse it with fragrance?
The garlic will fuse the oil with its garlicness.
Well, Chance said
Infuse.
which makes more sense. Infuse. The oil's gonna get garlicky.
Whatever's happening, this is gonna be in that, and then when this goes in that, it will add. Little brown, see that? That's all we're looking for here, little brown. Well, that one did not get peeled very well. Okay, it's starting to get brown, and I don't want that. Just this golden, okay? So these guys will come out. I'm gonna put them right here. But while our oil is still hot, in we'll go with our beef. We also won't do it all at once because it'll drop the temp way down. And I don't want that. We're just searing for color on all sides. So do about half. And that was a 2.5 pound piece of chuck. So, you know, eyeball it. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but we made brajol. And we seared it like this in the pan. And it was one of the greatest things we've made. It's a wee bit of work, but boy, is it good. So when you put it in, just kind of leave it. Like it's been what, 30 seconds? That's what you want. Color like that'll be good. Brown, yes. Gray, no. Try and get some color all the way around. It's worth taking your time to do this because the more time you take to get color, the better the end flavor result will be. So we're gonna do this batch, take it out, do the other batch, and then Carry on. There you go. Out comes the beef. Very nice. And if your pan is dry, we give it another good tablespoon and a half or so of oil. And now, a couple tablespoons of coarsely ground black pepper. Beautiful. Wow, nice. We let it perfume the whole place just for about a minute. A little bit of bubbling, that's all we need. Oh man, that's nice. That is nice. We'll follow that up with a full bottle of a Chianti or a red. Let that come to a simmer, and in an untraditional move that is sure to piss somebody off, I'm gonna put in about a half a tablespoon of tomato paste and a teaspoon of chipotle chili paste, just for a little underlying note of extra deliciousness. And now that you have this simmering, in goes the beef. But don't drop it in or you'll splash yourself, and that would be a moronic move. Of course, all this liquid that's accumulated goes in along with the garlic. One little mix, everybody's happy. On goes the lid. We keep it at a wait, my face has to be facing the camera. Hi, sweetheart. We turn it down to a simmer and we leave it for 1 1/2 hours. Then we come back. And after an hour and a half, hey now, turn you down a bit, buddy. So it's not tender. I mean, it's getting there, but now what we're gonna do is we'll leave the lid off. The garlics are in here somewhere. Now we'll leave the lid off to help it thicken a little bit. But just give it a little mush around. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. And at the end of our final hour and a half, boom. Okay, it looks a little plain, I'll admit. And the sauce meant to be tossed is meant to go over the top. Oh, look it. So it's definitely a thinner sauce, I think, than some stews and stuff. But wait, so here's all it needs. Oh, goodness gracious. All it needs is this. You ready, Max? This is panko, lemon zest, and chopped up Italian parsley. So we're just gonna give this just a little punch. Want me to give you a little punch?
No, thank you.
That, and then you want to come in with this. Some of that bread. Oh, that's what you want. One of these on one of those with some of this in your mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking narcotics. I didn't really mean narcotics, I meant, you know what I meant. But the soft beef will now have the little punch from the lemon zest and the panko, but texture from the panko as well. Well, as promised, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Hear this? That. With just a little bit of that. That's my bite. With a little bit more of this, I don't know what it is. The panko, lemon zest, parsley. Might be the world's best appetizer. This is often served on noodles, some pasta, polenta, soft polenta, even rice. But I think what this does, this little panko nonsense on beautiful grilled bread with this unctuous, simple made beef with the pepper. Shit, son, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. I got a new appetizer for a party. In fact, I might have a party just so I can do this. Smaller pieces, but still. All right, thanks for hanging out. Remember, you can get the cast iron pans and knives and your BFF, our salt, pepper, garlic combination at shopsdcg.com. You can also get your Fuck Max shirt. We say it lovingly. We love Max. It's playful, but fuck Max.